Welcome back into the shop, everybody. Today we are going to be getting right into the very next part of building these two side tables. In the last episode, I showed you guys how I did the breadboard ends, and the first thing that we are going to be getting started with today is cleaning those up, getting those nice and ready to actually go on the base. The base itself is going to have some unique features as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's get started. I need to take that down, and I could pass it through my fancy new drum sander or my hand planes. One of the biggest things that I've done out here since uploading my last video was actually getting this whole shop in running order to where I can actually do projects. Because ultimately I want to be able to, do a project and not have to worry about all of the other things involved with cleaning and putting stuff away. I want this space to be an efficient working space for myself. And one of those things that I've done is all of the little stuff like sandpaper, small hand tools that I don't use that often, router bits, drill bits, all of that kind of stuff. I've actually put each thing into its own spot. So sandpaper, for example, when I come in here and I just grab something out of this drawer, if I need to grab a piece of sandpaper at a certain grit, I can open this drawer right here, come in here and grab it. It's that simple. And because I already used the hand planes in order to knock down the majority of this, the only thing that I need to do is just lightly sand this with a 220, and that should be it. Alright, so I am just about finished up here with both of these. They're ready to go, and right when I was about to finish them up, I actually came up with a pretty neat idea, and without this, the breadboard ends, in my opinion, would actually be incomplete. And you've probably already figured this out by now, and what I'm going to do is put some pegs in here. Now, these aren't going to be drawborn because these are already glued on, so they're just going to be for a little bit of extra detail. They aren't going to add any strength or anything like that, but visually I think it is going to be a nice thing to add. I have a total of 8 of these because I'm going to do 2 on each, and hopefully I should have enough. 3/4 times 8. I'm going to see how far this piece gets me, and then we will go from there. That dowel that I just showed wasn't long enough, so I'm really quickly going to make another section about 7 or 8 inches, and this should be plenty for what we need. So all I'm doing here is taking the drill bit that we're using for these pegs, and I'm just taking my calipers and measuring this out super carefully. And when I get this right here, that is what I then take over to the spindle and get it to exactly the right size. Now, it might vary slightly. I really do suck at the lathe, so I have to take my time, and I don't really want to be wasting any of this material. So I absolutely suck at turning. You should not be taking any advice from me when it comes to this. I'm just showing you what I'm doing, and it's probably wrong. Let me just say it's probably wrong. I unfortunately turned the majority of this spindle too small. Now, I think the majority of this is too small. I just measured it, but it only goes to like right here. So that means this whole spot right here is good. So hopefully I can be able to get the last 2 or 3 that I need out of this one that I just turned. So I'm gonna start out with this pile right here for this table, and the first part that I'm going to start is the mortise and tenons that go into the top parts of the legs. And there we have it. Guys, I got a lapel mic. You can actually hear me now. I don't have to raise my voice and yell. And because I'm doing some repetition with this, I was trying to figure out the best way and the quickest way to do this, and I actually started out doing this with the bandsaw and then just taking a couple passes with the hand plane, but what I found was that I was actually cutting too far into my line, and that wasn't a very good thing. So I then moved over to just doing the hand planes, and that went twice as quick. All I had to do was put the layout line, which I would have to have anyway for the bandsaw, and I was able to just quickly go through each one, and it was that easy. So all of these are now done. They look super nice. The next step here is going to be actually doing the lower stretcher pieces, if that's what they're called. These are 3/4 of an inch by 1 inch, and these are going to go right here along the bottom. And as you just saw, I taper the legs, so this is going to be a really, really neat looking table. I think I'm going to try and do these through mortises, so they go all the way through, and then they're going to be rounded over and exposed on the other side. So that's going to look fantastic. I'm super excited to see what that looks like. So that's the next step. Let's keep going. was so much fun. I can't believe I haven't worked with walnut before. This is my very first furniture project using walnut. I mean, it's just a fantastic wood to work with. It's easy for joinery. It's not too hard. It cuts really clean. It was just a pleasant experience doing all those mortise and tenons, and I really did get a whole lot of practice out of that. I know that going forward, my joinery is just going to improve and everything is just going to get better over time. So I really am happy about that. I really appreciate you guys following along with this build. It is just a pleasant time out here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.